So I have many questions and concerns about the whole debacle surrounding Wings of Redemption because I know how dedicated people could be to bringing someone down, and I have been on the other side where people have weaponized misinformation against me. I'm not saying Wings is innocent, but a lot of things with these allegations are very suspect. Skip it up and that up. Hey everybody, how are you? What do you do when you wake up in the morning? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Talking maybe to other people too, not just you. Maybe everyone watching this video I'm talking to, huh? What do you do when you wake up in the morning? I know what I do. You're going through the social media and I'm seeing all the wonderful things that people are saying about me because everything that's said about me on social media is wonderful. Well, instead of scrolling through the endless rabbit hole known as social media, why don't you start off your day with our sponsor, Morning Brew. Morning Brew is a free daily newsletter delivered Monday through Sunday. It can get you up to speed on tech, business, and finance in just 5 minutes. Come on! Traditional news is dry, dense, and boring. Morning Brew is witty, relevant, and informative. Like today on Morning Brew, I learned that a couple stole $4.5 billion in crypto, and the housing market in the United States is terrible. So make sure to sign up to Morning Brew for free by clicking the link below in the description, and thank you Morning Brew for sponsoring today's video. So Wings of Redemption, mostly due to his own fault, because he feeds the trolls, him and let's say DSP, they just give the trolls a full course meal every time they stream basically, has a very dedicated troll community. Again, I've told Wings, just like I tell DSP, just like I've told other people, don't feed the trolls, but they do. But this is what happens. A troll community flourishes because they want to see the content creator freak out and react. They get exactly what they want. It emboldens them even more. And a lot of times these troll channels are monetized channels that get a decent chunk of coin from this. So it's in their best financial interest to get a rise out of said, let's just call them what they're considered lolcow, because they get to make content out of it. That's what trolls do. Trust me, I know. I also know, too, if you've watched Camelot's video where he talks about how he was swatted recently, that the lengths that some of these people will go to defame you and to throw slander your way while still trying to cover their asses is incredible. Like, for example, the troll that was going after Cody, a person who super chatted Cody during his live streams on a fairly regular basis. This troll got that person fired from their job, and they got fired. Luckily, that person found a new job, and I'm very happy for them. But I'm setting up this pretext because I want you to know how dedicated, and it's not even trolls. I'm going to go into other stories too, but if someone has an axe to grind with someone, they will make sure that axe is as sharp as possible and continue to grind it until they chop them down. It is incredible. Now, again, I'm not saying that Wings is innocent of this, but I got a lot of notes here. This is going to be a long video. I'm also going to play what was a group chat on Twitter, whatever the hell they're called, where Keemstar was saying why he believes the allegations put out there by Wings' neighbor. So let's start from the top so I'm not all over the place. So Wings' neighbor, I guess, was familiar with Wings of Redemption due to YouTube, and he saw the trolling community, and he had information about Wings that was supposedly very damning about what things that Wings may have done to his sister that were inappropriate, and many other things. I have almost 40 notes here to 40 points here to talk about. And right from the get-go, let's just start off from the beginning. If you have this damning information that you think must get out there so people hear it about Wings, why would you go to a group of people that are just dedicated to destroying him? Why wouldn't you go to Jesus, even go to Keemstar first before you went to this guy? Don't you think that it just, like, if someone went to one, like, I don't have the same dedicated trolling following as Wings, not anymore anyway, but it's just a weird look. Okay, if you had information that was this damning and this important, there would be a billion other places I would think you go to first, not to a channel called Wings Tings. I'm just saying. Also, too, the other things, like they're putting out this damning super important information about Wings, and then one of the hashtags they have in the title of the video is lolcow, and the intro where they have Vin Diesel from the Fast and the Furious. It just really like if this is so serious, that's how you start off the video. But anyway, so they have clips of this guy talking. It's a 3-part video. There's some things that I'm just like, it just got super petty, and they were talking about things outside of his sister and his wife that I'm just like, whatever. But I still have almost 40 different bullet points here, so let's begin. So like I said, there was lolcow in the hashtags for the video, which to me, in the stupid intro with Vin Diesel, which just takes away the credibility of the video. Now, this neighbor, this guy Aaron, okay, his mom was friends with Wings' mom, and they've known each other allegedly for a very long time. I believe I heard a few times 30 years. So he's trying to set up that he like knows the family inside and out. He also called Wings a bully. And again, like I said, this neighbor reached out to the trolls, which is, again, if you have this important information, one, if Wings did something inappropriate with his sister, which is the allegation, that's all I could say, you would go to trolls years later and, he just found out about the trolls. But if you know this information, why wouldn't you go to authorities? Why wouldn't you go it just, there's so many flags, but let's continue. The rumors about misconduct between Wings and his sister, he said, that circulated through Wings' family. Okay. It's like, it supposedly has been a thing for a while. All right. Now, the other thing that I got to is that the video seems chopped up in certain places. Like, it's like they maneuvered words or left parts out and clipped things and spliced them together to make something seem more damning, which I know can be done. And like I said, things of like that have been used against me, not to this ridiculous degree, but they have been. Now, according to Aaron, this is why Wings had to move in with his grandmother due to this misconduct. And when you watch this video, he talks about how Wings is a bully. He says he's like that weird guy that in high school that would hurt animals. And I'm like, what weird guys do you know in high school that hurt animals? Like, he's like, but everyone, he's like, but we still dealt with him. It was just, it seemed like a very, like, this guy was already pretty biased going into this. Maybe he had a fallout with Wings and his family in the same neighborhood. Who the hell knows what could have happened? But this doesn't just seem like a concerned citizen. But let's continue. Then he goes on to, and this is the part that got me. If you're really talking about something inappropriate that Wings did with his sister, wouldn't that be the main topic here? But then he goes on to talk about Wings' wife and how Wings' wife was at a Walmart. He saw her there and she was talking a whole bunch of crap about him, about how he smells and that he snores and he's not well endowed. What is, seriously? Like, this just does, this guy just, everything about him is just very questionable. And then he goes on to say something else too, which was just very weird in the context of things. He's like, oh, well, if my wife was talking about my junk, she would say it was huge. Congratulations. Thank you for, I really am concerned about your wife discussing the girth of your manhood. Good job. Now he goes on to talk about how, and this is the stuff that bothers, like, why are you bringing any of this up, man? Focus on the main thing that's the most concerning thing here. Talking about how Wings offered his wife property if they got married, and that's why she married him, and now they just kind of coexist together, which I don't know anything about their relationship, but why are you even bringing that up, bro? To trolls on top of it, no less. It just makes you seem like a really crappy person. He goes on to talk about how Wings married his wife for a tax break and health care, and allegedly Wings sent out a picture of his junk. I'll leave it at that. Now, another reason why this guy knows so much about Wings is because he worked with him at a Domino's, supposedly. So they were together quite a bit. According to him, they also hung out in the neighborhood and play video games together. So he's trying to set up that, like, he knows Wings well. They're not just like in the same neighborhood. They've interacted quite a bit to add, I guess, credibility to what he's telling this troll group. Now, he explains why he reached out. He said he heard the rumors going around in the family and wanted to give his side of the story. But again, the red flag is it's who you gave your side of the story to. You gave your side of the story to troll groups that are looking for any excuse to put out things negative about Wings. It does make you scratch your head, man. Like anyone who has common sense, who could think objectively, which it's kind of surprising how many people don't think objectively, would look at these things and be like, not saying it's not true, but the way this person went around it definitely makes you scratch your head. Now, two other things happened. Now, Wings had this guy on his stream to explain things, and on there he was saying that he was taken out of context. And then there was a YouTube short this guy had up where he said that everything I said it was a lie. I don't know why I did it. So that makes you scratch your head too. What the hell's going on there? Is it out of context? Did you just flat out lie? Like, you talked to them for 4 hours, dude. You sat down for 4 hours with the troll group, like, out of all people to go to it, if this information about Wings is truthful, like, Jesus Christ, there's so many things that just are so weird with this. And the other thing, too, when they were bringing up things that Wings did, they showed Pepe the Frog with, like, a pair of lingerie on his face. Like, again, this is supposedly something very serious that you're a concerned citizen about. Why are you joking about something so damning? It just looks so awful, but it's troll groups. Why am I expecting more? But I'm just showing you all these different pieces to show you where all the red flags are, because a lot of people don't realize how this psyops works and how dedicated some people are to bringing other people down. I'm not exonerating Wings here. You guys know I've talked about Shane Dawson and called him out. I've talked about EDP and called him out. I've talked about James Charles. I've talked about countless other people and have called them out when they need to be called out on their bullshit. But there's evidence there. This is hearsay from a neighbor where there's no evidence. Okay? This is a totally different ball field. You know, I call it like I see it, and I'm objective, and I don't take sides. And if I thought Wings, does not look good. Yeah, it still is a bad look for Wings, but this is literally all hearsay that came out of nowhere. Now, the neighbor said that he never gave permission for them to record the phone call, which, why the hell did you even go on here? You were just like, yeah, man, I want to have a heart-to-heart conversation with these rejects that are dedicated to one person on the internet. I could see why Keemstar has a more nefarious take on this and is more suspect of Wings. But everything about this guy is just one big contradiction, and I don't trust him. Now, the trolls say, oh, he knew about this, he consented, but if you listen to the clip where they say that, hey, we're going to use all this information, he never consents, and it almost sounds like it was spliced together. As a matter of fact, here, you could take a listen.
Whatever we record or anything, of course, that's just for our use. Like,
I got you. Well, I'm going to get off here. I got to go and do some dinner.
Now, Aaron, again, was recorded again. The trolls put up and in here where he says flat out, no, I wasn't taken out of context. So this guy is all over the place. He's saying that he was not taken out of context. Then he says with Wings that he was taken out of context. Then he says that he lied. He put up a YouTube short video saying that he lied just for the sake of lying. It's just a whole bunch of word salad that this guy is putting out there.
Hello, my name is Aaron, and I'd like to say that I'm doing this on my own accord. Everything that I said about Jordy and his family was lies. I lied through my teeth.
Now, the trolls say that Aaron came out and said the reason why he turned around and said that everything is false is that he was trying to, and I have it right here, trying to cover his ass because he has a criminal case against him. So that's why he turned around and said, oh, yeah, it's all not true, but it is true, but it's not true, because if I say anything else, I could be held legally accountable, and this is all hearsay. And on top of it, he also goes into how Wings held a gun up to his stepdad for having a Trump flag. It just, the disparaging stuff goes on and on and on and on. And not saying that all this is not true, but how it was handled and all of the weird stuff surrounding this guy just makes me have so many questions, and I would not take his word at face value and trust him at all. Now, Wings actually Facebook DM'd his sister. I will make sure to blur out her name and her picture. It's on his Twitter, but I don't want to put it out there. I just want to put out that this Facebook message exists, and she confirmed that this never happened. I know what people are saying, that Wings is telling everyone in his family and telling this guy Aaron to put it out that it was all lies, which is the point. I'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, this is what her Facebook message says. You have never done anything to me. You have never said anything to me like Aaron said you did. Aaron is a liar. He deserves all the trolls and hate that should be headed his way. Now, I know what people are going to say, that she's just saying that to try to sweep this under the rug. I personally don't think so. I just, this all just stinks to me. It just stinks like a line of BS. And like I said, Cody can vouch for me. I've also been there before too, where people have put out malicious misinformation about me, and they work hard to do it. It is incredible how hard some of these people work just to destroy someone on the internet. Now, Keemstar I could not remember what they were called. I had to look it up. I had a Twitter space where he was talking about Wings of Redemption and why he thinks this guy is truthful. And I get what he's saying, but I'll explain why I disagree. Take a listen.
So on this Discord of trolls that, are dedicated to trolling Wings of Redemption, a guy enters the Discord claiming to be the neighbor of Wings of Redemption. Now, that guy goes in there talking to these trolls, right? And these are not just trolls that are in this Discord. These guys are the owners of massive YouTube channels dedicated to making fun of Wings. Like, the entire YouTube channel is dedicated to making fun of Wings. All right. So he's talking to them in a Discord, and they have this allegedly 4-hour conversation. In that conversation, the neighbor, right, which they verify is the neighbor, tells them that Wings of Redemption allegedly was making comments about his younger sister. And when the parents seen the joke, they wanted him to apologize or whatever. And he said he wasn't going to apologize because it's true. That's what the neighbor claims. The neighbor also told them that his younger sister, Wings of Redemption's younger sister, was removed from the home for a certain amount of time because of Wings of Redemption's attraction to her or whatever. That's what he was alluding to. And this 4-hour conversation, the neighbor said a lot of things. All right. And when you listen to the conversation, it sounds authentic. It sounds real. It sounds like everything is right. Right. Like, I mean, it's up what they're saying. Like, that's not right. But it sounds like the neighbor is credible. And all of a sudden, the troll videos start coming out. The troll channels start coming out with this audio, which is basically accusing Wings of Redemption of some stuff, some stuff with him and his younger sister. When this audio comes out of the neighbor, right, it goes viral. The Wings of Redemption fans start really hammering him. Wings responds by saying, I want to nip this in the butt. All right. And so he does a live stream with his actual neighbor, the guy that aired him out. Now you're watching a live stream of Wings of Redemption and the neighbor there over at Wings' house to explain all this. Wings says, I want to nip this in the butt before this becomes a big thing. And the neighbor basically says, hey, I was talking to these troll channels for like 4 hours, and they were taking what I was saying out of context. Now, listen, I don't care what this neighbor says or what Wings say, they're lying. Like in that stream where they're saying this was taken out of context. Bro, the things that he was saying, the details that he was putting forward, there's no way that it could have been taken out of context. There's no way. So that's the first response, is everything was taken out of context and it was worded away to make it seem like it didn't make sense. Somebody is fucking lying. Something is wrong. Then the neighbor comes out with a different video. He uploads to YouTube, a YouTube short, and he goes, I just want everyone to know what I said in this interview was 100% false. I lied. And I didn't even have a reason to lie. I just lied on Wings of Redemption, and I don't know why I did it. I don't even know why I did it. And I want to apologize to Wings of Redemption and his family for all this. It's not making sense. None of it makes sense. All right. First, you got going there on Wings of Redemption's stream, basically saying it was taken out of context. It was taken out of... Then you got him coming out saying, I just flat out lied. It doesn't make sense. What the is going on? Here's my personal theory. I've known Wings forever. All right. I've known this guy since 2010, 2009 on YouTube. I've known him forever. And if Wings of Redemption, all right, if anybody comes at him, one of the things he threatens to do all the time is to sue you. I'm going to sue you. What's your address? I'm going to sue you. He threatened to sue me all the way back in 2010. That's one of his staples, right? I guarantee when he heard that audio from the neighbor telling that story, I guarantee that Wings threatened to sue him. And because these are like family secrets and, rumors going around in the community, that guy has no way to prove what he just said. So he folded. Oh, it was taken out of context. Oh, everything I said was a lie. I apologize. Like, that is what I think took place. That and Wings of Redemption's mother and the neighbor's mother are good friends. So I'm sure, that caused a little ruckus between those two. And, that's why we have this guy coming out saying he's lying. But in my opinion, the story that the neighbors said, the story that the neighbor initially came out and told the trolls, in my opinion, is the actual truth. Why on God's green earth would the neighbor get on there and talk to people on a Discord telling all these stories with all this details to these people that hate Wings of Redemption? Why the would he do it? In his own explanation on why he lied, he goes, I don't know why I did it. I just lied and I'm sorry. It doesn't make sense.
So a couple things that Keemstar said that was interesting there. He's like, you have to understand, these are YouTube channels. These people own YouTube channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers that are dedicated to Wings. You just kind of answered your own question there, Keem, as to why they would want it. These people thrive on putting out negative crap about Wings. This to them was like, oh my God, a neighbor that probably has some kind of beef with him wants to disparage him and put out slander about him. Cha-ching! And then if there's any kind of case that could be thrown against and be like, we weren't the ones to put it out there, it was the neighbor. These aren't our own opinions. They even say it in text in the damn video. You know this, Keemstar. Now look, I'm not exonerating Wings of Redemption 2, but people are very malicious, and when they hate, look, there are some people that I know that, because they're pieces of crap, that they would, if you talk to them about me, they would make it like I was the Antichrist. They would, even if it was all misinformation, which it would be. They would because they can't stand me. How do you know what the interaction between this guy and his neighbor is? How do you know why is this all coming out now? His Wings' own sister, he put a DM out, like I said before, saying this never happened. Yes, Wings has said dumb stuff in the past before and made edgy jokes that my skin crawls when I heard them, but it doesn't mean that he would do this. for people who don't do this for a living, who don't do content creation, who aren't on the internet every day wading through this crap, and this is how you make your living, you have no idea the levels that people will go through to disparage you, even outside of the internet, like I mentioned before. And now here's the thing. So say all this with Wings is not true. Say everything is misinformation and it was maliciously put out there here, and there's even evidence in the future proving that it's a lie. These trolls and this person, this neighbor, if he was lying, they still won. If they wanted to put up misinformation to hurt Wings and hurt his credibility even more, because even if he's exonerated, here is the thing. Say you had a child and you had two neighbors, and you only could choose one of these two neighbors to babysit your child because you have to go somewhere. One of these neighbors has had no kind of case like this against them. Another neighbor has had rumors, even if they were debunked and proven debunked, and maybe even they had a court case and they were proven innocent, and it was proven that the person put out this misinformation, this horrible misinformation about what they may have done with kids just to disparage them and to hurt their reputation and put out slander about them. And it was proven that's all it was, okay? But you only could choose one of these two people to babysit your kids. Would you choose the person there were no rumors about, or would you choose the person there were rumors about? I know what your answer is going to be. And that's why people do things like this. So now that even though Wing's sister is saying it never happened, now even though of course, everyone's like, why is Wing's family getting so defensive? If people said horrible things about this, like about me, that weren't true, my family would get pretty defensive too. I think Daniel Keem, if someone put out this misinformation about you, your family wouldn't be angry? Of course they would be. That's why. So look, again, I'm not confirming Wing's innocence. Who knows what happened? But there's a lot of things here that I question, that I'm not just going to blindly assume that Wings did this. I always come into this with doubt, and there's a lot of things to doubt here. And the sources where things come from don't seem very credible. Who knows? Maybe in the future, I hope to God know that something comes out that there's more evidence against Wings. But right now, this is all hearsay, and they did it for that reason, because now people will always question it and will always look at him differently. This is how PSYOPs works. I've been doing this for too long, and I know how people work. There are a lot of malicious son of a bitches out there who will do whatever it takes to destroy you. Trust me. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.